So here's the deal with everything. Adam Amendola should not force his responsibility onto my son, who's got his own family, and as far as taking care of these babies during the pregnancy. It's easy for all the perpetrators to keep me blacklisted so that I can't bring cases in court and to leave these babies stuffed in me. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to expose to a federal judge the case of first impression where a father keeps the baby stuffed in a woman's womb so that he doesn't have to pay child support and gets with the girl's sister who's always stolen her men. Okay, always. She's done this with my men. And so that he has some sort of allies to do it with. And he thereby feels that he doesn't have to pay because the law says that while the babies are in the mother's womb right now, the men don't have to pay. I'll be fucking damned. Do you see these people keeping these 5 babies stuffed in my womb, 3 years overdue, 9 months due, 3 years over the 9 months, so that he doesn't have to pay child support, so he can go and keep screwing my sister and they can just live it up and spend money and trips and diamonds, and that's what's happening. That's what's been happening the whole pregnancy, the whole 3 years that they keep me pregnant. And I can't go anywhere to give birth because they have me almost kidnapped over and over, like they did in 2016, even though the motive for kidnapping came in 3 parts from 3 different tiers of people. One from my other sisters who robbed my dad's estate and had unlawful power of attorney in his death. The other from the perpetrators in South Florida, where all that followed me from South Florida all the way up to Ohio, where I was kidnapped hours after my father's funeral. It was all planned by a lot of people, by some family, of course, not my son, and not my cousin Maria and her mother, but the rest of everybody has to be subpoenaed and questioned, and interrogated, actually. And I'm talking cousins and everybody, because... yeah, unfortunately. But, and it also came from the perpetrators from my case issues, federal and state, being a kidnap victim in return to peonage and slavery for many years, where they tried to sexually traffic me. My perpetrators were law enforcement and state and federal people, military people, people from my unit, my command. So the point is there were a lot of legal issues involved where many people would have benefited from ripping my babies and kidnapping from my womb my babies, and they tried to pretend that I was insane, like make it look like I didn't have any babies. They tried to convince me I wasn't pregnant. They falsified many records to try to call me crazy and falsified that. But I did a little trick on them, and which caught them. I'll reveal that later. Red-handed. But anyway, so it would be an interesting case of first impression where I go to challenge and overturn the decision that a father doesn't have to pay for support or food support while the child is in the womb, because in this particular case, look how many people fight hard to leave these babies in my womb and blacklist me every time I even get close to getting money saved to go to court, to even like try to be free from slavery and peonage and free me and these babies through habeas corpus, the threats that I get, and to be able to sue him for the crimes and sue my sister for the crimes of witness tampering, obstruction of justice and birth through their sleeping together and carrying on some horrid affair while they spend tons of money and do incestual things while forcing me to stay pregnant so that they can live their life like they want to. Okay, that shit's going to end, and I'm going to try to have that overturned. It is a great case for all women who... it really will be a case of first impression. It's given me an idea to challenge that particular law where a man does not have to help a woman who's pregnant, but only helps once the babies come out. Excuse me. Do you know how many men try to keep women stuffed babies in their womb, knowing these women can't give natural birth? Or maybe try to have the babies ripped out of the woman and call her crazy like she was never pregnant, allegedly, which happened to me. They tried with these babies, but we survived it. Okay. Many times after that kidnapping, May 23rd to 27, 2016, where 3 different groups of people had their motives to want to see me get called crazy.